Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the vlog. This is going to be my vlog from Monday, October 3rd through Saturday, October 8th. First, I'll just talk a little bit about the books that I am currently reading, and then I have a package that I want to open. So first I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I'll be finishing it today as I have less than 100 pages left. I think 90 some left, and I'm really loving this. This was a reread for me. I'm tabbing it. Not really gonna explain this because it is a fairly popular book, so if you haven't heard about it, are you living under a rock? But also, if not, you can just look up a description of it. And then I also have Between Perfect and Real by, I always forget the author, Ray Stoeve. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. And this, basically, we're following a trans boy named Dean as he's realizing he's trans, coming out to people, and kind of all of that, while also dealing with the theater life as he is playing Romeo, well, a non-traditional Romeo, in his school's play of Romeo and Juliet. And I'm gonna guess that's what kind of pushes him to come out to people. And I'm 23% into this. I'm really enjoying it. I'm buddy reading with a couple friends on Discord. We do buddy reads every month, and this was one of the picks for this month. And it's so far it's a pretty good book. I will say, I don't think I've ever read a book where you are seeing the main character, where you're seeing the main character in the early stages of their transition. A lot of the times with books, it's after the characters have come out, whether it be a couple months, couple years, whatever, and they've already socially transitioned, as in their peers see them as the gender that they are, as in they change their name, or they start dressing differently, or just kind of whatever their version of socially transitioning is. Sometimes even you see in in some medically transitioning as well. So seeing a book where the character is before all of that is very interesting to get into the mindset of, because obviously I can't relate to that. So it's definitely interesting, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Now, onto the package. I have a package from Waterstones. I know exactly what it is, but I want my reaction to seeing it because I've been waiting. This book came out a month ago, and it now has finally just arrived this morning because shipping to Canada takes forever. But let's get this open. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ. Is this so difficult? Okay, that was extremely difficult. And Wolfsong by TJ Klune, the beautiful Waterstones exclusive, Waterstones Signs exclusive edition. So this is the cover. That sticker can come off. Okay, it's not going to. These beautiful, these edges are what convinced me to get it. Well, and my friend Clint over at Reed's Reader told me about this, and I was like, yep, I'm buying that. And then it's signed. I'm so excited to have this. And ready, now I need to find somewhere to put this, but I love this book when I read it last year. Yay werewolves, that's all I need to describe. But I'm just gonna be staring at these sprayed edges all morning. That's all that's gonna happen. They're so pretty. Now I need to find somewhere on my shelf to put this. But today I'm pretty much going to be schoolwork, maybe reading, editing last week's vlog, and that's pretty much it. But I figured start this vlog open this package, which I wasn't expecting this until Friday, so I'm thoroughly pleased that it arrived a little earlier than it said. But yeah, I'll update you later once something happens. So I ended up only reading to page 360, so I only read about like 40 pages. I just wasn't in that big of a reading mood this evening, but I'm going to try to read more of an ebook. Well, I'll try to read more of Between Perfect and Real, but if I don't read any more of that, I'll find something else to read. I don't know, I'm just kind of like, reading right now is kind of difficult, so I'll just read a little bit of whatever I'm feeling in that moment, and that's it. But I will hopefully update tomorrow saying that I read something. So I'll see you then, which will be right now for you. Okay, so it's 4:30 on Tuesday, and last night I made to 60% of Between Perfect and Real, and I'm really enjoying it. It's probably going to be like a 4-star. I don't really see it being much higher than that, because while I'm enjoying it, it's not going to be one that's going to like stick with me. It's just kind of, it's above middle of the road, so like 4, that's probably what I'm going to end up giving it. I had a package arrive, which is Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. I'm so excited to have this in my hands. I seriously love how beautiful the end papers are. I am so excited to read this, like you don't understand. I've been excited to read this since last December when I read the first 2 books in this series, and it's good to finally own the final book, because then I can finish off this trilogy, and I'm so excited. So yeah, I'll be reading this sometime in October here. And then I also finished A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I'm giving this 4.5 stars. That's what I gave it, I think, the first 2 times. This book can never be a 5 stars. And why it can never be a 5 stars is there's always the same few things that I'm just like, characters being idiots, or just not liking the way some things were done. And also it's like, if I give this 5 stars, then Akamath, which I'm reading in October here, that can't also be a 5 stars, because that is so much better than this. And I don't think even when I read this the first time it was 5 stars. I think it was only 4.5. It's like, it is a great entrance into the world. It is a great entrance into Sarah J. Maas. It is a great book, but compared to the other books in the series and the other books by Sarah J. Maas, it's just a 4.5. But again, I love this series with my whole heart, and I'm already so excited to read Akamath. And I will say, the dramatized audiobook, an amazing experience. I will 100% be reading the rest of the books. Well, Akamath and Akwar book 2 and 3 had the dramatized audiobook. The 3.5 novella and book 4 don't have them, but whatever's out in the dramatized audiobook I will be listening to when I read the books, because they are just amazing. But I will update you when I decide what I'm going to be reading next, although I'm pretty sure, actually no, I have a graphic novel that is due tomorrow that I need to read, so I should probably read that tonight. So I'll talk about that probably once I finish it, because it'll only take me like an hour and a half to read. It's now Wednesday morning at around 11ish, and I didn't end up vlogging after last night, but I filmed my September wrap-up. I read A Spark Against the Forge by Sabaa Tahir, Nicole Andelfinger, and Sonia Liao. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right, but this is the second book in the An Ember in the Ashes prequel graphic novel series, which I had to read last night because it's due, well, today at my library, so I need to take that back when I go downtown later. But I'm giving this 3 stars. It was pretty good. Nothing overly spectacular. It is kind of good to see the origin of these characters, because the characters from this are obviously the characters from the An Ember in the Ashes quartet. And it was good to see a younger version of them before everything started, and kind of origin story of how they ended up in their positions that they were, like how they ended up in, just kind of, it was nice to see like how events from when they were younger reflect where they were when An Ember in the Ashes started. So yeah, it was a pretty good read. And then I also finished Between Perfect and Real by Ray Stoev. I literally do not know how to pronounce that last name. I will look that up because now I'm really curious. But I'm giving this 4 stars. It was a very, like, it was a nice read. I'm giving it 4 stars because while I like the characters, just the, like, I kind of already talked about why I like it, why I think I'm only giving it 4 stars. It was a fun read. It was interesting to get into the mind of Dean and his, like, all of his struggles. And I don't really have that many thoughts on it. So, yeah. But I will be starting new books tonight. I know one book I'm starting, but I don't know the other. And I might start a third, because I just like starting books apparently. Also, buddy reads, read-alongs, all that things. I need to catch up on some, do some. I mean, I'm hosting a live on Saturday, and I haven't even read the book for it. So I should probably start that for sure. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. So it's Friday at almost 10 o'clock, and I haven't updated since, I think, Wednesday, before I started The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about this. But this is the 3rd book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, which is like a middle grade fantasy. And I am currently 199 pages into this, and I need to have this finished by tomorrow afternoon, so Saturday afternoon, because I'm hosting a live show on my channel for the Riordan Along, which is hosted by me and Morgan from Morgan's Bookshelves. I'll leave both of our announcement videos linked down below, as well as the live show to this book, because it would have happened by the time you're seeing this vlog. But I'm really enjoying this. I just love this series. It's very easy to read because it's middle grade. It's also a reread, and I just love the characters, love everything about this. And I'm not really going to talk about this much more, but that is the physical book that I'm reading. And I don't think I've read any ebooks since I last updated the vlog, because I don't think so, because Wednesday night I literally read like a chapter of A Destiny of Dragons by TJ Klune and then passed out. And then last night I didn't read anything, so I really haven't read that much since the last update, because with A Destiny of Dragons by TJ Klune, this is the 2nd book in the Tales of Verania series. I've been just reading a chapter here and there, like a chapter or 2 here and there. So it's a currently reading, but it's one that I don't really talk about on my vlog that much, because I will read like 1 or 2 chapters a week. I'm trying to catch up for the Klune Along, which is a read-along hosted by Clint from Reed's Reader. I'll leave that link down below, where we're reading TJ Klune books, and I'm behind because A Destiny of Dragons is August's book. I honestly don't know if I'm going to start anything new though. If not, I might read like a chapter of A Destiny of Dragons. I'm honestly exhausted, so I don't know. Honestly, might go to bed, or I might actually read something on my TBR. I don't know. Reading has been very difficult for me recently. I definitely messed up with doing, like, making such a big TBR. So I'm definitely thinking in November I'm gonna have to take less pressure off myself by maybe like, I don't know, but right now reading is difficult. But I'm reading at least a little bit, so it's better than nothing. So it's 8:30 on Saturday, and since the last time I updated, I finished The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan, giving it 4 stars. I Haven't read anything else, but at least I finished this. The live show will be linked in the iCard in the description. And yeah, and I'm actually going to end this vlog here because it's Saturday. I didn't update much this week. This week was kind of a weird week. Vlogging recently has been difficult, as in I will sometimes forget to vlog, but on days that I remember to vlog, I vlog. So it's more of, I need the constant reminder to vlog, so I need to figure that out. It also doesn't help that my reading has been very inconsistent, so that then leads to my vlogs being inconsistent, of like not doing every day and things like that. I'm hoping that that gets better, but no promises. But at least one thing that's good is these vlogs are short, so they're short for you to watch, they're short for me to edit. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this vlog, even though it was kind of boring probably, but I really hope to see you in my next video, and bye!